What is going on, family and friends? Welcome to another great episode of In Your City here on WNSB Hot 91, the soul of VA. Look, it's your boy Arrington, Gavin. Joining me always is my fam, comedian SyRok Foxx.
I'm disgruntled employee. Just wanted to get that out.
Why? I was moving so fast, Michelle, like I was trying to, like, you didn't say nothing.
No.
Always.
I'm always wait for the commentary. I'm always wait.
Yeah.
We also have the lovely hustle queen, Miss Michele Young,
What's
as well.
up?
And shout out to our awesome producer, Kam Godley, as well as our behind the scenes camera guy, Mr. Alvin Hunter. Look, family, how's everybody doing today?
Disgruntled. We're working after 5 on a very busy weekend. This is ridiculous.
It really is a busy weekend. Like, I don't know about y'all, but like June, the month of June,
Wild.
My God.
Yeah, booked every weekend. I'm booked every weekend.
Which is such a blessing.
Exactly.
It is a blessing.
Yeah. I don't even drink tequila, and I need some, like a bottle, a flask.
Not a flask.
Mine's
Yeah,
I'm
next to me.
Is it under the what is that? The blanket?
I don't know about brand sponsorship, so I don't want to show it. You know, I don't want to get in trouble with.
Got you. Y'all obviously y'all listening to us right now, but you can't if you're watching eventually on our YouTube channel. We're gonna post this up. Yeah, we are remote right now. We're in our remote locations, and SyRok, you look very comfortable. You look very just cozy right now. Are you cold?
Thank Jesus that I'm wearing anything at all. So
all righty, yes. I wanted to. Wow. So Michelle, how are you doing? I love what you know with the clothes, by the way. I love the background.
Be blessed with what you could have got.
Oh, you like the background?
I'm gonna throw up.
It's definitely not a real background, but I liked it too.
Good scenery, a little
like my mom's living room.
I know. It's pretty. It is. It does. It's very nice.
Very HD TV. That's all I'm getting is HD TV vibes right now.
Yeah, I'm like one step from diving into the bed. So as soon as it's done, I'm throwing my clothes off and I'm doing a nosedive straight into the bed.
Everybody just getting naked right now. What is this?
That's why she got the green screen on, because I'm like, her house is nice. Like, she don't.
I do got.
Is she home? Where is?
But I got 15 people who live in my house, so I can't really do stuff downstairs. It's like a 3-ring circus at any.
You do low key have a shelter. You have a shelter of everybody that comes. You do low key have an open shelter. But anyways, y'all, let's go ahead and open up with the first conversation. Look, I have been glued. I don't know about y'all, but on TV, man, I've been glued to the conversation involving just the WNBA as a whole, right? WNBA, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. There's, as you know, this has been the most watched season. Viewership numbers, everything is just growing for the WNBA, which is great, right? Because the WNBA has been in existence since '95, and it's never ever received the amount of exposure it's doing right now. Now it's good and bad exposure, because Caitlin Clark is that popular player that everybody was talking about during the March Madness. She was a first round draft pick. She's
like one of the most famous losers ever, boy.
Exactly, because man, the season sucks right now for her. She's
the
most famous. She didn't win a championship. She didn't win a championship again. She's losing every game in the WNBA, and she is still the number one face of the WNBA.
Look, highest paid person outside of the league. Like, she signed because her average contract salary in the WNBA is like $76,000 a year, but outside of the NBA endorsement deal wise, she's making like $20 million, like easy. Like she's making serious paper. But again, the debate comes with, she's been fouled really hard in a couple of games. It's just to me it's typical for rookies, right? But she's been fouled. Everybody's bringing up, oh, the league is against Caitlin Clark and she's getting all this attention. And then on the count of race, they're saying she's getting a lot of attention because she's a white female. Why didn't Angel Reese? Do you
know how many white females is in the WNBA? Caitlin ain't the first.
Well, what kind of what kind of bugs me
Caitlyn
is
ain't the
like they're
first white
saying.
woman. She's not.
What kills me, SyRok, though, is like they're saying like, where was all the publicity that Angel Reese received? And I'm want to say like, okay, if we go back, so when Angel Reese was that person before we were talking about Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese was the star. Play with LSU. They end up winning national title during that season. She was the star. She was one of the amongst the new upcoming people entering into the WNBA to be like, hey, look, she already got like 1 million followers on social media. She has a following. She's having high price NIL deals. Talk to me, man. Talk to me.
When that season happened, they vilified Angel Reese, even after they won the championship, and Caitlin Clark became like the face of women's college basketball. Like, even though she lost, Caitlin Clark was still like considered. I don't know, the Holy Goat. I don't know how to describe it, but she was basically the college basketball face, for that sport. And Angel Reese, even though she won, she instantly became like media's, I don't know, poked a bear. I don't know. They were shining a real negative light through Angel Reese's eyes. I mean, to Angel Reese's eyes. I don't know. I didn't like it.
Now you making good points though, bro. But I would kind of counter it because Angel Reese, she wouldn't be the villain if she was always she was a trash talker on the court, right? Which is common in sports, right? You always gotta have that trash talker.
Yeah, Caitlin Clark talked more trash by the way, she's fouling first. Caitlin Clark is fouling first, and then the media is catching the retort, the rebuttal. So you'll see somebody push Caitlin Clark down, which she flops. But if you rewind the tape, you'll see Caitlin pushing the hell out of a player.
They showed some clips. They showed some clips. Now, as far as like, I think now we would have to literally go to, okay, look, let's backtrack all the clips between Caitlin Clark games and and who was always talking the most during the season, because that's one thing I can't answer to is like who was talking the most. I would just say, as far as Angel Reese, I'll say it like this. When the person that's always very vocal is always going to be that attention one. Now, depending on what they say, if they're spitting out good stuff, then they go and look upon as like, oh, they're a very vocal advocate of the league. Oh, if there's I don't know, speaking out stuff that people don't want to hear, they're gonna be like, she's the villain. And look, Angel Reese did say, look, if it's the villain I gotta be, I'll be that villain. She has publicly said stuff like that, which, I mean, again, that's Caitlin Clark's vibe. I don't think that's gonna be like her throughout her whole career is gonna be the villain, because she's a talented athlete. Like,
you mean Angel Reese?
Angel Reese, yeah, Angel Reese. Well, they both talented, but Angel Reese is extremely talented. So I don't know, man. I really never paid too much attention at the whole is she getting more attention because of the complexion of her skin? Like, I mean, yes, I do believe in privilege, in white privilege, but I just think at this point, in the most current season, the most recent season, Caitlin Clark was the person everybody wanted to talk about. She was shooting the lights out. She didn't win at all, but she was shooting the lights out during the season. Everybody already knew of Angel Reese because previously she won a national title. She was the star. So it was like, okay, this season we got to pick a new face, and now
the new face should have been the championship winners. The one who won.
The new face. It sounds like they're both similar on on the court and off the court in the rhetoric that they're talking about. So I'm kind of in this way. I'm kind of with SyRok on. Obviously, it's a negative connotation for Angela because. And it goes back to a lot of racial issues, like when a black woman has a problem with something, which is it's a valid point because they're both saying the same valid point. So why is it that's considered like she's aggressive? She's doing it, she's more aggressive on the court or she's more aggressive off the court.
Yeah,
but she's not doing anything different. She's not doing anything different. So
they're doing the same thing.
It goes back to the racial issues that are still in sports, and obviously, it's not just women's basketball that's in sports. It's in men's basketball, it's in football. That type of racial issue where if a black person is standing up for what they believe, let's not go back and talk about the football aspect of the taking a knee. You know, and that whole thing. You know, what would have happened if he would have been white?
That's very true. That's a good point. That's a good point. No, y'all make great points. I don't disagree on the race issue. As far as the face, as who is the new face, again, I think if Angel Reese during that season when she was the star person that everybody was talking about, if she was gonna enter in the draft that year, like right after that season, then I would say, okay, Angel Reese, boom, she's that person. But she ended up staying again in college, which I mean, a lot of them do. They have the option if they want to graduate early, or excuse me, leave early, enter in the draft or whatnot. I think because the current person that was technically that, you know, that face, Caitlin Clark, and she's in the draft, so everybody obviously is keeping their eyes on the WNBA.
My argument though is that she shouldn't have been the face for the next year either. Like, yeah, she had some good shots on the board, but she still lost. The face should have been one of the championship team members,
which is actually teammates with Angel Reese. It's a girl from South Carolina, because South Carolina ended up winning. And
right, so one of them girls from South Carolina should have been the face. Like, they should have been, their story should have been told. Their stat line should have been bragged about. They should have been the ones who they boosted. So why wasn't it? And then we talk about how she is, you know, deemed like always getting picked on and getting fouled. But like I said before, she's fouling first. That's all I'm saying.
She started it, all right?
She's fouling first, and she's a rookie. Of course she's going to get jacked up.
That's so true. That's so true. Well, look, I definitely want to continue the conversation differently, though, in the pod, as far as like women, companies, and businesses. You know, what's the, you know, as far as the right exposure, right? What really attracts consumers and things in that nature. So I want to talk more about that in the pod. But look, we got to finish this up. It's time for our favorites, one of our favorite segments of the show. It's time for SyRok. Man, what you think?
Since there's no music, we just gonna jump in, right? Okay. All right, so on this SyRok, what you think is real simple, and it kind of goes along the lines of what we're going to end up talking about in the podcast of how these young rookies say, like the WNBA, the rookies is coming up, getting all this attention, and ultimately helping the entire organization. But the OGs of the organization, you know, some of them are giving the rookies a real hard time. I mean, we know about entry level hazing on all types of genres of, you know, occupations, you know, from military, police, even you can even get rookie, you know, getting teased a rookie in a librarian type circle.
Oh my God!
Your freshman year in high school or senior year, right? Be like,
every time you're the new person, you know, you get a little picked on. But some folks are saying that it's getting took to a new level because of the money aspect, and so that's what the SyRok What You Think is. When it comes to the OGs, if you're an OG in a certain, you know, field, why do they feel a certain type of way when the young bucks are, you know, doing better? It seems like not necessarily doing better, but I guess the light is shine brighter on them, from your perspective. And to answer it real sweet and kindly, I think that a little loss of passion is one reason why people view the rookies in such a negative way, because the rookie still has that initial spark on their journey. You know what I mean? They still feel that initial push. They still like charged up, ready to burn down the world to get to where they going. So they ain't caught a lot of L's just yet, and you see them blazing this new path and making money and and because you no longer feel the same way about whatever craft you're in, you might feel a little jealousy. Let's be real. You're gonna feel a little jealous. The reason why I don't feel no type of way if somebody, you know, takes the path that I take, it should be easier for them. They watch somebody do it.
Exactly.
Just like me. I've watched somebody do the things that they, you know, did in my lane. And because they cut them trees or burned them bushes down and made a path, I'm a little bit, the trip was easier. So when you talk about people like Angel Reese, of course she's going to be, you know, more marketable or more in the media, louder voice, more in control of her brand, making more money. Even with the NIL deals in college, of course she's going to be more advanced in that because she watched so many other people fail or succeed in it before her. There's so many WNBA stars who've made millions that it should be extremely easy for someone of star power like Angel Reese or Caitlin Clark to take the same route and make triple of what the person who they watch made. It should just be easy. So OGs feeling a certain type of way about a rookie coming into their lane. They shouldn't at all. They should feel a little proud because the road that they stepping on, you helped create. You got to take a little pride in that. And that whole jealousy about, seeing someone else's spark versus your own, you got to look deep inside yourself and I don't know, either ask yourself, are you still wanting to be in this lane? Are you giving up?
Yeah.
Have you lost? Or are you just getting started and you trying to push and still create? Like, are you still going after your dreams and goals? I mean, have a real honest conversation with yourself. That's why I think rookies in the game is unnecessary. But
Absolutely.
a necessity.
Yeah.
But I mean, how y'all feel? I mean, say
so.
In your individual field, some young buck comes in and excels in whatever line of work that y'all in. Like, he just started the business and all of a sudden he's at your level or better.
You go ahead, Michelle, first.
Oh, you go ahead. Well, I actually, obviously have experienced that directly with Nina. Nina is, 14 years younger than me, and, her coming into being an entrepreneur, at her age, which she actually is coming in, 4 years earlier than what I even came into, going from working 9 to 5 to owning my own business. And, I've heard people say before that, I didn't get things easy. I had to go through, hell to get to where I am. So why would I make it easier for you? You should have to do the same thing. That's how I got to where I am. Whereas my mindset has always been, I would like to prevent you from going. I want to teach you what I know and teach you all the mistakes by being vulnerable enough to say, I messed all of this up over here. But we're not going to do that. And I'm going to let you make mistakes, though, at times. I'm going to let you work your way through it. But I'm also going to give you scenarios. I'm going to be as much of a mentor as I possibly can. Because if you succeed quicker than I did, we both succeed. We're the whole overall organization and team is going to excel times 10 just because I helped fast track you by helping you prevent going through the horrible things that I went through. But I think there's a lot of people who has a mindset kind of like that old mindset, like you're going to have to learn through the hard knocks the same way I did. I'm not going to help you. And I think the younger generation, I hate it too, but I think the younger generation sees it differently. And for that reason, they're more accepting of taking advice and having a mentor, accepting a mentor aspect to lead them away from, taking 10 years to do something they could do in 5, but that's just kind of my mindset on it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I totally agree with Michelle and you as well, SyRok. I've always hated the fact that like whoever is like in senior in like your senior or who's above you at the time, to say no, you got to go through the same process I did. To me, that's bogus, because the goal is to make it easier for the next in command, right? Being a mentor in a sense. I'm always excited for whoever, if anybody's saying, hey, I'm thinking of investing in men's grooming. Hey, what's some advice? I look at that as, wow, you're asking me. I would love to help, because I want to see everybody win. I want to see everybody grow. If I choose to ignore and be like, nah, man, you competition. That's the whole issue when it comes to just this world in general. I mean, look at politics. We got people that's 100 years old that's still in office. Why? Because it's greed and it's power. When it comes to the WNBA, they should be like excited as hell to have someone like an Angel Reese coming into the league, because she comes in with a huge following. The whole thing about the WNBA, like one of their biggest missions, is to bring in more eyes, to get more eyes watching,
I've
to
never
fill in more.
watched so many WNBA games.
What?
I've
What?
never
Let me
watched
tell you
so many
something. I got
WNBA
them on.
games in my
Look,
life.
DVR. Look, oh, I can't tell we got a game. I'm like getting so it is having so much exposure, and this is not just happening because it used to happen in like selective cities, like whether if it was like West Coast cities, Vegas, LA, stuff like that. But it's happening everywhere now and pretty regularly, which is a good thing. But yeah, I've never I don't know if it's like self intimidation to some older people. If you look right now, like in the workforce, there's a lot of people that are like never gonna retire, and I mean sometimes that has to do with like the cost of living, but like it's like when are you gonna retire and make room for like somebody that's trying to apply? That's why it's so hard for young people to get jobs, because it's like these people won't retire, they won't leave. And I mean, I'm not trying to force them out, but it's like, dude, make some room, please make some room. Nah, you just gonna mess it up. You gonna mess it up. I got this. So it's unfortunate, but at the end of the day, I think
30, 40, 50 years in the same position.
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's crazy. So I'm hoping that, the OGs can always realize like the young people look at them as a mentor, as a leader. We don't look at you as like, oh, we excited to get you out, right? We ready to get, because you're gonna come have some cocky ones that want to, talk a lot of junk and stuff. But then majority of the time you have people that are excited, but they want to learn. They want to see, okay, what do I have to do to prevent from anything that happened in your way? What do I have to do, right? So yeah, they shouldn't look at them as any is intimidation. Just look at them as like the next in line, and who's gonna continue that journey, in all honesty.
Take the baton.
Take the baton.
I think it's real important to realize that a few points. So one, it's really important to realize that you ain't dead yet. So
thank you.
There might be some people coming behind you,
yes,
but you're still alive and moving forward in your lane. You ain't dead. So what did you think?
Thank you for pointing that out.
You're gonna push. You're gonna push down towards your goal and get to the level that you wanted to get to. Eventually, someone has to come behind you on the levels 1, 2, and 3. You're trying to get to level 100. You didn't think nobody was going to get to 20? Like, you thought you were the last one?
Yeah.
And so you got to remember that. And then you also got to remember that you didn't write your business plan on a typewriter. You yourself have benefited from other people paving the way. You didn't you didn't come up with your slogan with a feather pen and ink. You wasn't writing on parchment paper. No, you had a computer. You were writing a Word document. AI was helping you write your shit. Oh.
Which we love.
I'm just saying, like, you have to remember that you yourself are benefiting from other people blazing new paths. So don't be offended if someone takes yours. Celebrate that you are now part of society. You did a positive impact. I'm trying to say it right. You made a positive impact on society, and will affect generation after generation, because now people are using your method in some way, shape, and form, regardless of what we're talking about. So that's amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah. Totally agree.
You really part of history.
Totally agree, man. Look, man, history. Awesome. SyRok, what you think, boss man? Well, look, I think about that time for our last segment of the show. It's time for Michelle's Corner.
I absolutely love that our segments are naturally like kind of playing into one another's, even without talking about it first, because obviously I'm just sitting here thinking about it, and I'm like, wow, a lot of I want to talk about the full package. And for any of our listeners and viewers who do not know what the full package is, it is a songwriting performance competition that is a TV show that we filmed through the fall and winter. Everybody on our show was also involved. We had SyRok as a co-host with Nina Nicole. We had Arrington doing interviews in the back and in the front stage with the contestants, and of course Kam and Alvin holding us down on the production side. But, I feel like what we just talked about, the mentoring, that was something that absolutely, a lot of people came onto the team, they were younger. A lot of them were in their early 20s, and I felt very much a burden to gently, kind of teach them the aspects of business while still being, what I said earlier, vulnerable enough to admit when I was making mistakes. And I can recall one incident where I made a decision in the morning of the show. It was the worst decision that I could have possibly have made. And, I called Kam. Kam was like, why don't you call me? You don't have to feel like you have to, take on the burden to make all these decisions yourself. And I was like, you're right. You're right. I'm so used to having to carry the weight that when I do have people who actually, like all of you, who, share in the passion and the love for what we're all building, I don't have to. And I can, just as easily allow other people to make decisions and trust that, whether they make a mistake or not, it's okay. It's okay. It's a learning process for all of us. But, the mentoring aspect of watching Nina, who is my business partner, she's a music artist, watching her blossom. And I told her the other day, I said, you're literally not even close to the same person that you were a year ago. And I absolutely love that. And I completely attribute that to her willingness to want to learn, but also to want to be willing to make mistakes and be faced with challenges. And with that being said, that's my little caveat on what we just talked about, because I think it is important as any business owner, when you have business partners or you have managers and employees, there is different levels of hierarchy in businesses, but it doesn't have to seem that way when you have a mindset of you wanting to get those employees to the manager's position, the managers eventually to an officer's position, wanting to see people grow into the organization. So eventually I can take, a month or 2 months off and nothing goes up in flames, and you come back and you're, everything is excelling and it's successful. And in the full package, I view that as a long-term goal, always having people that have autonomy to make their own decisions, make their own mistakes, but also raise up the next generation so that, we're not having that mindset of excluding people from their growth so that we can hold all of the glory. Like, this is not in the full package. This is not a glory based on me and Nina coming up, with this concept and rolling it out. Honestly, I can honestly say, like, I'm so thankful and I'm gonna cry and grateful for all of you, because I know the full package would not be what it is today and where it's going to be if all of you didn't trust, us, and also cliff dive right along with us. And so for that reason, we wouldn't be where we are. We wouldn't. And so that's why I love all the people that, have come into my life. And, I feel like if you have an attitude of wanting to love and support other people with all of their business endeavors and what they want to be in your organization, I feel like it can only just be a circle of constant love, support, success for everybody in all of their endeavors, if that makes sense.
Well, Michele, I think that's
y'all got me crying today.
We're gonna continue this conversation.
You were talking.
I know, right?
No, wait a minute.
We gotta continue this in the pod. Because we running out of time, y'all. But look, we are running out of time, but we're gonna continue this conversation in the pod. We want to truly thank you all for continuing to listen to In Your City. Look, we got some great stuff coming forward. Be sure to tune into our show every Sundays at noon here on WNSB Hot 91.1 FM, the Soul of VA. Look, see you next time.
You forgot that it was on FM AM?
I know. I had a brain fart, bro. I had such a brain fart. I was about to say, I've been having like bad brain farts lately. I don't know about y'all, but I was literally like,
yes.
What did I would say the wrong, I'll call people the wrong names and stuff. I'm like, I'm like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. But no, but Michele, I ain't, you know, what you were, you know, Michele, Michelle's a very emotional person. You know,
I am
I'm pretty sure
sentimental, not emotional.
sentimental. I'm sorry, sentimental. Yeah, that was, yeah, my bad. Thank you for correcting me. Thank you for correcting me. Um, I'm pretty sure we witnessed Michele maybe cry about like 10,000, not
At
just
least.
10,000.
At least.
Them full package recordings, man.
What? So every 1 out of 2 times you see her, she cries. So
I did.
if you see her 2 times in a week, what are them times?
I'm gonna cry.
I'll be like, Michele, how you doing? I'm just so. Let me just tell y'all how it's been.
I know. You know,
I'm
my
so grateful for you
grandpa's
guys.
like, my grandpa was like that too. My grandpa would tell everybody how much he cared about them and loved them every time. It didn't matter if it was the guy at the hardware store. He did that to everybody, everywhere we went, and he would get emotional too. And I guess I'm a lot like him.
But those are people that you need, man. Because as I'm telling you, it's just like you don't know what kind of day individuals are having. So when people feel like they're like being like that they're needed and they're feeling appreciated and praised, like I'm telling you right now, like that's moments. Like I mean, for me, I mean, I always like appreciate, or like if I'm at a grocery store or something. I mean, you just don't know, man, because people always, you know, you don't know what they're going through. So that's
You
awesome that your
know,
grandfather was like that.
so normally I don't. I'm like very stone hearted, right? But when it comes to certain TV shows, man, I be balling. I
Which
be
one?
balling.
Which
It
one?
be anime. I be watching anime
Oh
shows and they be having
yeah.
me crying. I
They are
be in here
so
going
emotionally
in.
deep.
I can't
Yeah.
cry on a cartoon. I never
I
never watched
can't.
anime
I
too.
wish I couldn't. I wish I couldn't cry. I wish I didn't.
I'm that person that will
Boy.
cry on any like just like hearing an emotional story. So there used to be a show called Extreme Makeover Home Edition, and it was
I
always it was all look, let me tell you
Now
something.
you cried at Extreme Makeover.
Bro, you don't understand when they be telling those people
oh
stories,
my
man. It's like
god.
so
So
many.
when they be like boo that bus, you say boo that bus out
I be
loud.
like, bro, that bus.
Oh, that was.
Oh my god.
Look,
Like, I mean, bro, you man, that show. I was pissed when they took that show off, man. That was my show. I was always because they had a couple of houses in the Hampton Roads area too. Man, that was my shit right there. That was my shit.
I did not know you felt so deeply about Extreme Home Makeover.
I don't know. Maybe it's when I
That's a
see
wild
when I
one.
see new floorings, when I see some renovation. Oh,
You just like,
I remember what it looked like before that. Oh.
Wait, what shows make you cry, Michele? What movie or TV show make you cry?
A lot. Several. But I will say, anime. My son watches a lot of anime, and I'll never forget when he was watching what is it, the Last Airbender?
Is that anime?
Yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah,
last Airbender is
yes,
technically anime.
and it is. Yeah, and I just could not stop crying, and I'm like, this is so weird. Like, I don't understand. Like, I wasn't even invested in it, but I heard what was going on.
Do
And
you
next thing I
remember
know,
what
half
part,
the
or it was just a minute ago?
it
I was
was.
about to say
Oh,
because I
it's
watched
been a
that show
minute.
too.
It's been a minute. I know it had something to do with. I think it was like a big betrayal. Somebody that was murdered.
Okay, I think I
There was
know
like
because
a family
I
betrayal
teared
of
up a
some
little
sort.
bit. No, like it didn't fall,
Yeah.
but my eyes got watery.
Don't you hate when you
Yeah.
like you about to cry and you trying to catch it? Like I'll be one of them ones that be like,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's an
what about
anime called Sword Art Online. It's an anime called Sword Art Online. I cried like real life cry. My daughter was sitting next to me. She was looking at me like, "Are you okay?"
He's like, what is
yeah, that's
happening?
hilarious.
Yeah,
That
and
is
I was like,
Oh
"You know
hilarious.
my
how I get."
God. I do like though, like I guess what probably makes me cry the most is when I watch shows that are more real, like
Mm-hmm.
where I watch, like you said, Arrington, watching real people who have overcome something. So when I know it's like a real story that's
Mm-hmm.
based on a real story, or you guys know me enough to know anything related to activism,
Mm-hmm.
obviously when I watch anything like that, I'm very emotional about that because I'm very passionate about wanting to see changes. and that especially in related to, you know, racial and sexism, you know, I hate it so much, and I want it to change. So when I watch movies like that, I'm like, I need to do something. Like
I feel like
that's
Michelle watched Roots. Did you watch Roots?
I'm about to say Michelle watched it heavily because I didn't watch Roots.
Oh, you watched Roots? How many Roots did you watch? All of them? You didn't watch all of them.
No.
You watched like maybe
I didn't watch
the first
all of
two.
them. No.
Nobody can watch all of them. You'd be blacker than me if you could watch all of them.
No, I think I only watched the first and second, but the age that I watched it, you know, because obviously that's not new, you know, anything that I watched when I was younger too that would be related to that, I was captivated by that. And
I could only get past the first two. I could only get past the first two. I couldn't do past them.
What's the movie? What's the movie
I
where
didn't
they're
watch
in?
Roots, by the way. I never watched. I know of it. But
wait, you've never seen one Roots? Like Roots 1 at least?
I've watched a lot of films and TV shows where I'm sorry, well, I can't watch too many like movies when black people getting their ass beat. I don't.
Yeah, I'm done.
I'm
done. I'm not watching anymore.
And like Jenga was my favorite one, even though it wasn't a true story. But it's like, ooh, we won. Like, I mean, it's always has a.
Jenga was my last one. After Jenga, I was like, all right, I'm done.
To watch.
No one for me.
That makes for me. I feel like a lot of my people need to watch. That you need to see it and feel the pain. You need to feel
Roots
up over it. Yeah, you need to feel fucked up over it.
Yeah, any form
because
of civil rights
if you're not feeling fucked up over watching that, then what are you doing? Like, you should be doing something. Like, next time you're in a store and you see some bullshit going on, you should be ready to immediately jump in and, you know, and be protective and defensive in that way, even, you know, in any situation like that. And so while I hate the content of what the movies are about because they're real, like this is literally real life. Those are kind of the movies I like the most, but they do affect me the most.
Well, those are films that are also help individuals grow. Like I mean, I want to watch all movies that involves like, you know, learning about different cultures, right? Different cultures and nationalities. Yeah. Because I know just in case if I might say the wrong thing because I didn't know, or you know, if I was never told from, you know, as a kid, it's like, okay, that's why I think now like a lot of themes in like films, they suck because it's the common theme. Like, you know, they're losing ideas, right? Yeah. They're losing ideas for like a lot of like inspirational thing. And I know SyRok, you work in film. I mean,
really,
you know,
I can't stand it right now. They recycling stories after stories after stories. They just going back into the vault, and they don't even going far. They not even recycling stuff from like the 70s, 60s, 50s. They recycling stuff from 2012. Like
that's true.
I agree. My soul. I don't know what's going on when it comes to the writers that's in these guilds or whatever you want to call them, but I know some creative people who got 3 or 4 stories that no one has ever heard. And most people who write in my circle, they all have at least 2 or 3 movies that's written out that are original ideas. So if I know if at my level it's possible, I don't see how it's not possible at these multi-million-dollar, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you got endless amount of money. I don't want to see Flubber 4.
Copying people's stuff too constantly.
Right.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm tired of slavery movies. I'm tired of Save a Nigga Eat a Chicken. I'm just tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. I don't want to watch a movie and then be pissed off for the rest of the day.
Exactly.
If I got 2-3 hours to spare, I want to spend it smiling and having a good time. Let's have a brother save someone and not get thrown in jail for
exactly.
Once,
I mean, let's
black Superman got arrested. Every black
oh my God.
Every black superhero got arrested at least once. Every black superhero got a record. This is facts.
I've never seen a black superhero that can fly, by the way, too. We still have yet to fly. We still got to be on.
We got black superheroes to fly. We got
the black superheroes that can fly.
The Green Lantern.
The Green Lantern.
Green Lantern was black.
I love that movie.
Static Shock flies. Okay, we got flying black people. Okay. But they just all got records. They all got a record.
That's true.
They either got a misdemeanor or a felony.
And everything. But you know what though? I feel as though they are it's like it's an easy getaway for them. Like as far as like, oh, we got so many, certain studios have like loads and loads of films. They're like, oh, let's just make it. We can do another Fast and Furious. Oh, let's do another like I hope this Bad Boy.
It's an expendable. What did Expendables go to? Six. How did they find all them old? Yeah. How did they find all them old people?
Because Sylvester Stallone's still alive. That's why he probably said, "Look, I told you I was gonna get you the film. I told you it's been some years, but I got you." But I'm looking
You're right about that.
I'm looking at this Bad Boy.
That whole set smelled like Bengay.
I'm looking at this Bad Boys, like these promos and stuff. I'm hoping the movie's good because I don't know. It's just I see the amount of dye and makeup that they put on Will Smith and Martin. I'm like,
oh my god,
this better be good because man, I saw a commercial, bro. With it was Will, Martin, and Jimmy Butler. I think Jimmy Butler of the Miami Heat. Man, I couldn't even recognize Martin. He had so much makeup. I'm like, all right, now this movie better be good.
They old, man. They old.
Like,
but the lines that they delivered when I saw the trailer looked hilarious. So when I saw the trailer, the trailer made me laugh. But I was also thinking, these brothers can't run no more. Like, they can't run no more. What are we doing? Will Smith still look physical. Actually, you know what? Will Smith still look like he could get down, but Martin looking sluggish.
I'm worried because Shier bought tickets to Martin. He's for next year. He's coming with Just Hilarious, and it's next year in March. I forgot where. I mean, it's in Norfolk, and we've seen Just Hilarious before. Shout out to Jess. She's good in person. Never seen Martin in person. I was worried because I'm like, okay, is Martin actually performing or is he hosting? Because a lot of people got fooled. They thinking Martin was going to do a full set. He was just the host and then brought in other comedians. But it's just him and Just
Sometimes the host is good though because if you host,
that is true.
A good show that means you entertain the crowd for like 2 hours. Yeah, you entertain the crowd for 2 hours. Yeah. So you spend a lot of time with him. But Martin is an assassin on the stage. I mean, as long as he's healthy, he's an assassin on the stage. Yeah, I doubt that he disappoint. I would never doubt. Come on, he hosted Def Comedy Jam.
I feel like that would be really, really cool.
Yeah, I don't know. The very last special he did, I don't know. It was a little rusty. Just a little.
What was the last one?
It was years ago. It was like
I don't even remember.
The last one that I seen was Run Till That.
I think was that when he wore that leather, the leather,
the brown leather one.
That was it. Then that was the very last.
That was the one. Oh, I like that one.
It wasn't bad, but it's like again, Def Comedy Jam. Martin is the Martin I'm thinking in my head because he murdered the stage in Def Comedy Jam. Like Def Comedy Jam, without him, I'm sorry, it would not have the rights. I mean,
I don't think the show would have took off as hard.
When he just ad-libbed and just spoke with the crowd and went after, man, Martin was the king. He was the king. Yeah, fam. Yeah. Oh, shits and giggles since we in the pod.
Yeah, we had. My stomach is feeling a little queasy, so we gotta.
Oh, all right, nigga, I'm gonna make a quick one. I'll make a quick one then. What do I got for y'all? Okay, so. What do y'all hear about? What do y'all think about this, y'all? So, Dollar General, no relations to Dollar Tree or Family Dollar. Dollar General they're going to be self-scanning items for customers for now due to people stealing items. So, like, they having their employees scan at a self-checkout.
Oh, wow.
So a self-checkout is usually for the customer to check out their own items.
Yeah, but
because a lot of people have been stealing, they're gonna have the actual employees scan for them at a self-checkout.
So they just removed the conveyor belt. They just took out the conveyor belts. That's basically what they said.
Yeah, basically.
We're going back to the way things used to be. So Dollar General salty, everybody was stealing from them.
Yeah.
Use their little self-scan. So now, instead, They're doing what they've been doing for what? How long now?
They thought they were going to save money on employees. They said, we don't need as many employees. We can self-checkout. Oh, okay, now we can't pay anything because people are stealing everything.
It's not a good idea.
And you know what?
That's crazy.
They need to be punished. They need to be punished. Why you trying to save money? Got us working and not paying us? I'm going to walk out with some stuff. I just worked the shift.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. I'm starting to realize, like at Walmart and other spots where I see nothing but like self checkout, like they still have like the you want to go through it like with the conveyor belt and stuff, but no one's ever there, so they just always have the self checkout. Me personally, I'm cool with the self checkout if I got like 2 items or 3, but when I got like a huge cart full, I don't want to go through self checkout. Like, bring me somebody. I don't want to do all that.
I think it's.
But they usually have somebody watching it at Walmart or grocery stores. They have somebody standing there watching, but they're not.
They don't want to be paying attention.
Thank you. I'm about to say they be on their phone. They be like, look, like you said, SyRok, my shit almost over. I do not.
I be scanning buckets. It be stuff in the bucket. Buying book bags. It be book bags in the book bag. They don't be paying attention.
Oh my God, that is hilarious. That is hilarious, man. But fam, look, I don't want to keep y'all too long because, as you know, we got a busy June. We all got shit to do, and SyRok, I know your stomach is queasy, so I don't want to keep you for too long, especially because
I feel terrible.
Okay,
so the fact that I made it through, hey, I held it together. But I'm probably gonna lay down on the floor as soon as this is over.
Well, look here, fam. Look, thank you for tuning into In Your City here on the podcast version of In Your City. You can tune into our weekly radio show for the time being as well. Still available on WNSB 91.1 FM, Hot 91.1 FM, the Solar VA, every Sundays at noon. You can listen online at WNSB.org or on their app. Look, we're excited because, as you know, we will be leaving WNSB June at the end of June. So we got some big things coming for it. You still can listen to us on all digital and streaming platforms, and just got a lot of great stuff, man. With the team, we got full package, man. The trailer should be happening
next weekend.
Next weekend, 15.
Yep, we got that. SyRok got gigs out the ass, man. He's killing it. Always. We're gonna be hosting emceeing a Pride event, which I mean, by the time this will go out, it'll already pretty much happened.
We did it already.
Yeah, we basically did it already. But yeah,
we
man,
had a great time at the Pride event.
Just excited, man, for what we have going on, and yeah. I'm not gonna cry like Michelle. I'm just so I don't know what else. No, I'm joking. But I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you.
Somebody got to do it. Somebody's got to do it. You know.
Well,
we need an emotional connection with the audience. It's okay.
Yeah.
Well, look, y'all. Be sure to continue to follow us on all platforms. In Your City too, on all social media platforms. We truly appreciate it. See you next time. We are out.